Hello aspirants and welcome again to Legacy IAS Academy. In this lecture, we will be understanding as to why the IMF has passed the next tranche of money to Pakistan. Now, let's directly jump into the news. So what is the news all about? The Executive Board of the International Monetary Fund has allowed for an immediate disbursement of $1 billion rupees, that is approximately 8,500 crores to Pakistan. Now this disbursal is a part of IMF's extended fund facility to Pakistan as a bailout. So here, to this decision, India has shown a strong dissatisfaction with this decision simply because Pakistan has been using funds that it is getting not just from IMF but from various sources including USA in funding terrorism. And now, since Pakistan has waged war against India, yes, that's correct. It's not India that did so. India was just doing counter-terrorist measures. It was just simply taking counter-terrorist measures subsequent to the Pahalgam terrorist attack. However, Pakistan responded with attacks on Indian civilians as well as it tried to attack the military bases of India as well. So that is an act of war by Pakistan. And now such a huge amount of money coming to Pakistan, where will it be likely to be used? Of course, again, terror funding, whether it's the state or the non-state act of terrorism that Pakistan is doing, has been doing, and will continue to do. So India has shown a strong dissatisfaction to this decision of the IMF. So more on the news, let's understand what this 1 billion package is all about. So the 37-month extended fund facility, it was approved by IMF way back in September 24 itself. Now this had promised Pakistan a total bailout package of $7 billion. So as of now, $1.1 billion was already previously given, and now very recently another $1 billion has been approved under the extended fund facility. So what is this extended fund facility? It is a facility of the International Monetary Fund that provides for financial assistance to whom? To the countries that is dealing with serious medium-term balance of payment problems. So it is provided to countries that is dealing with medium-term balance of payment problems. That is one thing. But mind you, this balance of payment problem should be because of structural weaknesses that require time to address. So two conditions are here. One, there needs to be a balance of payment crisis, balance of payment issue. Second, this issue should be on account of the structural weakness. So what is balance of payment? Basically, when you don't have money to pay for your bill. It is as simple as that. So when imports are done, it is done in foreign currencies, generally in dollar. The majority of the world, the majority of the trade or most of the trade takes place in dollar. So it is the dollar generally, or you can say various other currencies as well. So when you don't have the foreign exchange, you can't pay for the import bill. So that is when you are said to be facing the balance of payment crisis. Now this crisis should be on account of structural weaknesses that will require time to be addressed. So for now, you will be given a bailout. So that is what this extended fund facility is all about. Now more, if you want to understand about extended fund facility, the term extended over here is with respect to the additional time that this country will get to repay the loans. So that is the word extended in the term extended fund facility, means the additional time that this country is going to get to repay the loans. Now, one thing is there, yes, balance of payment crisis, Pakistan is not able to pay their bills, that is very clear. But is it because of structural issues? Yes, that is also one of the reasons. Now, the other reasons can be their siphoning of the funds elsewhere, as a result of which the economy is not further able to develop. And one such domain is their terror funding. However, there are structural issues as well in the economy. So which talks about the structural issues include the inadequate physical infrastructure. Why physical infrastructure? It helps, it's a capital good. So it will help in further revenue generation. So if physical infrastructure is itself inadequate, it is not going to help develop the country. Or lack of educated workforce. Lack of educated workforce is also an issue, as well as the increased population. will also be a concern. So now increased population is an issue until you are converting them into the workforce. So you have to educate your population, keep them healthy, give them skills. If you're not able to do that, you are going to lack educated and skilled workforce, which Pakistan actually lacks. Now, in addition to this, another structural issue will be with respect to the financial and banking system, which is not well developed and fails to provide for the country itself. So all these issues are the structural issues which are present in Pakistan, and there have been severe consequences of that as well. Pakistan has seen huge amount of inflation. It has even touched 29-30% of inflation in Pakistan. If you talk about Pakistani rupees, $1 is equal to about 300 Pakistani rupees. It's fluctuating. It has reached up to 306, 312 as well. Presently, as we speak, it is close to 282 rupees per dollar. So the valuation of Pakistani rupee has also gone down. Now, this extended fund facility, is it a loan or a grant? So the assistance under EFF is in the form of a loan. So what is the difference between a loan and a grant? A grant will not be required to be returned by the country. So if a country is getting a grant or an aid, then the country will not be required to return it. However, this extended fund facility is not a grant but a loan, and it has to be paid back. As discussed, the term extended means that these countries need more time than usual to repay the loan, and they will be given more time to repay the loan. Now the question is, why has the IMF went ahead and given this bailout to Pakistan? So the reasons, the structural reasons, the economic reasons are there. We cannot deny that. However, the big concern here is, will you actually use it for the betterment and the development of the country, or will you again keep on using it for funding terror? That is a big question. So as far as the economic reasons are concerned, yes, Pakistan's total GDP, it has been stagnant over the decade. In fact, their GDP in 2023 was around $338 billion, which was less than their GDP in 2017. That means there has been a decline in their GDP as well. Now, if you look at the historic data also, taking right from 1980 up to very recently, if you look at India's GDP in 1980 was around 4.8 times that of Pakistan. However, now it is over 10 times that of Pakistan. So India's GDP has soared, it has increased. However, Pakistan's has not increased by the same proportion. It has definitely since 1980 till present, it has increased, but way less than what India's has increased. So there is a clear-cut stagnation also, which we have seen that 2023 GDP less than 2017, all those things. In addition to that, in Pakistan, the inflation has been quite high. So in 2020, 10.7, 8.9 in 21, then 12.2, 29.1 in 2023, and 23.4 in 2024. So there have been double-digit inflation and close to 30% of inflation in Pakistan. In fact, if you have to compare it, a basket of goods and services that was worth rupees 100 in 2019 is worth rupees 215 in 2024. So over just a period of 5 years, the rates have more than doubled in Pakistan, again causing an issue, economic issue or economic crisis in Pakistan. Now, what is the reason for Pakistan's indebtedness? There are certain fundamental reasons for it. That is gross economic mismanagement by the successive government that has been there. There is military intervention in the government as well. It's not a democratic country. It's not a democratic government as such. That is there. In addition to that, huge population growth without proper education, proper skill development, etc. Just population is growing, human capital is not forming. So no generation of revenue, no generation of GDP will be present over there. The savings rate is quite low, and of course it will be. See, initially when inflation increases by some amount, the savings rate increases because people would want to save to spend later. But if inflation keeps on increasing, the savings rates goes down because you need more money to buy the same number of goods and services. In fact, later on, even your previous savings will be extracted to spend on the increased inflation that is there, as a result of which high inflation led to lower and lower savings, inadequate investments in social and physical infrastructure, as well as women workforce is completely out of the economic domain. Completely, as in very small amount of women are involved. So very low involvement of women in Pakistan's workforce is there, adding to further issues of their economy. Now, why has IMF approved? See, we have seen the reason of issues with respect to economy. That's why the entire bailout package was given to Pakistan. But why has the recent one also been approved? Because the IMF is saying that it has done a thorough review and has come to a conclusion. We don't know how true that is, because US has a huge influence in IMF. All the international organizations that you have, IMF, World Bank, WTO, USA has a huge influence over there. So we don't know how much of a thorough review was done, but IMF claims to have done a thorough review and has seen that Pakistan's policy efforts under the extended fund facility, under the way in which they have spent, has borne fruits, is what they are saying. And it has led to reduction in the inflation in Pakistan's economy, is what they are saying. So they are saying that they have effectively actually utilized it, as a result of which we are approving the next tranche. So this was IMF's justification. However, the issue with this justification is, fair enough, there's a possibility that improvement has been done, but was this improvement because of this fund? Were these funds exactly spent on these things? What was the destiny, or what has been done with that fund? How do you know about it? That has as such not been answered. Yes, improvement has been there, but did all the money go only to this, or did it go for terror funding as well? There's no proof, and we know the habit of Pakistan, as a result of which India has strongly shown its dissatisfaction over what IMF has done right now. Thank you.